All right, Shalom. I'm going to start by saying, call Allah, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the Pause of Israel, aka the Pause of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick. So, I came across a brother's social media, and it was just discussing a incident that happened, and I'm going to assume, because judging how the dude was talking, it was talking about this guy by the name of Mahamud Khalil. That dude was just arrested, or he was arrested a couple of days ago because of the protesting in Colombia. And obviously the protest had to do with them small hats and what's going on with the war and all that, because it says he was an Algerian, whatever, from Palestinian descent. I'm gonna get into the article, but what made me think about it, Lord, I'm gonna get it in Matthew the 24th chapter, because that's as the title reads, it says a great tribulation is coming, man. And what they're doing with that guy, Muhammad Khalil, you gotta understand, that's what they want to do to the prophets. See, but the prophets, that's what the dude was saying in the video. They're saying that what Esau trying to do under this guy Trump, what they're trying to do is, they're trying to really, really get rid of free speech. Because as of right now, free speech is still a thing, and you're able to go out and have a freedom of assembly, if you will. But they want to get who the prophets of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI off the streets. So what they're willing to do is wrap all these motherfuckers up, whether it be college protests, whether it be whatever, because who's the biggest Amalek haters? The prophets, the Lord. The Lord said he hated Amalek, and the prophets of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI have been calling out this kingdom and calling out these devils, saying that they're the Edomites that the Bible speaks of, and that they're going to be destroyed, and that they're going into slavery, and that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true children of Israel. So that's a conflict of interest right here. And they arrested this guy. They took him over to another state. They arrested him in the state. They put him in the detention center of the state I'm in New Jersey. But anywho, so I'm going to read this article, and then I'm going to get into scriptures and Lord willing to be edifying. So this is from NBC News, and it reads, Trump administration says it intends to deport Muhammad Khalil, alleging serious foreign policy consequences. So it says the Trump administration has filed a document seeking to deport Mohammed Khalil, a green card holder who played a major role in pro-Palestinian protests at Columbia University, saying he is subject to removal from the United States in documents obtained by NBC News. Federal immigration agents arrested Khalil, who is 30 years old, in New York City on Saturday, and briefly took him to a detention center in New Jersey before he was transferred to the facility in Jena, Louisiana. He is an Algerian citizen of Palestinian descent, married to a U.S. citizen and a legal permanent resident of the United States. And it says, in the document, the Department of Homeland Security cited a provision in immigration law that gives the Secretary of State the authority to deport someone if it is determined that the person will have serious adverse foreign policy consequences for the United States. Whatever that means. And it says the Secretary of State has determined that your presence or activities in the United States would have serious adverse foreign policy consequences for the United States if it continue. But it's funny because a majority of the prophets of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI are actually United States citizens of Babylon, like actually born here. So we're going to see how they're going to twist it to get the men of the Lord off the highways and byways. Because that's what they really want. And it's all just to show us that, we want you off the streets. And they're trying to cut every corner to where they could, eventually, get these motherfuckers off the streets. Because that's who they really want off the streets. This Khalil motherfucker, like, he ain't nothing. But they say he is anti-small hat. But who they really targeting? Who they really want off the streets of America that's prophesying their downfall for years? All this just started a couple years ago. And all of a sudden they want to start deporting people and anti-S and this, that, and the third. Hold up. Shit went dark. But anyway, reading on an article, it says the agency issued Khalil notice to appear before immigration judge for deportation proceedings, with the hearing set for March 27th. at the detention center in Louisiana where he is being held, according to the document obtained by NBC News. DHS said Khalil refused to sign a document which was dated as having been served to him Sunday, the day after he was arrested. So this article came out today. So this was this past weekend. It said deportation proceedings for a person with a green card are handled in the immigration court system, in which an immigration judge will ultimately decide whether someone can be deported. A federal judge temporarily blocked Khalil from being deported Monday, saying he will remain in the United States as the court weighs the challenge to his arrest and detention. That case is separate from the proceeding. Khalil will face an immigration court to determine whether he should be deported and his green card should be taken away as ordered by DHS, which is the Homeland Security. It says immigration law experts say the immigration court system favors the government, although green card holders have certain rights, such as the right to lawyers and the right to hearings before immigration judges. NBC News obtained the document Wednesday, hours after a federal judge in New York heard arguments in the arrest and detention of Khalil. His lawyers want him to be released from the Louisiana detention center and return to New York for his immigration proceedings. Meanwhile, the Trump administration argued that the case should be moved to New Jersey or Louisiana. It says U.S. District Judge Jesse M. Furman did not immediately make a decision Wednesday, which is today, and asked lawyers for both parties to submit a joint letter Friday that will detail further plans for arguments in the detention case. Attorney Ramzi Qasem argued in court that Khalil was targeted for his advocacy for Palestinian rights, in addition to having Khalil be 1,000 miles away in Louisiana. Any communication with him thus far has been monitored by the government and imposed our ability to defend him, Qasem said. I guess this is the guy's lawyer. It says, in response, Furman said Khalil and his attorneys are entitled to one privileged call Wednesday and another Thursday. Meanwhile, he remained detained in Louisiana for now. And that's to show what they could do to us. Move brothers to different states, different jurisdictions. Remember, this is a federal thing, so the federal government can move you anywhere if it's anything to do with federal law or federal whatever. It says Qasem said Khalil's legal team plans to quickly file an amended petition with the court later this week, given the grave constitutional consequences. He added that Khalil has no criminal convictions. It says what happened to Mohammed Khalil is nothing short of extraordinary and shocking and outrageous, Qasem said at a news conference after the hearing. Every day that Mahmoud spends in detention in Louisiana is a day too long. Assistant U.S. Attorney Brandon Waterman, who was representing the government, argued that New York is not the proper forum for the petition and that it should be moved to New Jersey or Louisiana instead. As it relates to jurisdiction, Waterman said that there could be arguments for either New Jersey or Louisiana, but that the Southern District of New York is not proper and it should be moved to a different venue. In a statement Tuesday night, Khalil's wife, who was a U.S. citizen and 8 months pregnant, said, Mohammed has been ripped away from me for no reason at all. She said the couple had returned from an iftar dinner when they were followed and confronted by agents from Immigration and Customs Enforcement at their Columbia University housing. Iftar is a meal that breaks fasting during Muslims' Ramadan holy month observation. So this is a guy that cannot save, because now a follower of Allah is in the hands of Esau. Now, granted, Esau want to do that to us, but they don't have to tread real carefully when they come for the prophets, because we come in the name of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. And YAHAWASHI told the disciples, the men of the Lord, that some of you would be casted into prison. But they can't just go about it any other way. See, we're not doing things according to this Esau's way. See, we're doing things according to, well, it's Esau's way, but we're not breaking any laws. See, they're actually protesting against this war. They're protesting actually against the government. We're just saying that this government is going down and that there's nothing they can do to stop it. But they're actually doing, they want to be like Esau. You know what I'm saying? And remember, these are like Persians. But anywho, and remember this, and hold on, I'm going to continue on. But that's pretty much it on this article, man. You know, like I said, it's some Palestinian descent, so he's Ishmael. And yeah, Esau snapped them up. Let me get to these scriptures. So this is for brothers to understand, like, yo, man, they might start coming for brothers soon. Because when you go into Matthew, the 24th chapter, a lot of these things are being checked off. A lot of these things are being checked off. What verse was that? Let me start at verse. Now, if I'm gonna start at the top. So this is the book, I'm sorry, verse 3 actually. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 3. And it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what should be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Now, obviously, in Matthew 24 chapter, it talks about wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places, right? But when you jump down, verse 9, it says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. But his name is not Allah. So that doesn't represent that guy, Khalil. That's another heathen. They could do what they want to these heathens. But the Lord said they're going to come cast some of us into prison and afflict us. And it says, and shall unalive you, they shall kill you. And it says, ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Whose name? YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. That's why we're ostracized. That's why we're hated. We're hated for the sake of the name of the Lord's sake. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. The name of the one true living God. Remember, the nations hate the Lord. They don't rock with the Lord, and the Lord don't rock with them. And especially Esau, Edom. And it says, verse 10, it says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. See, look what's going on right now with what's them niggas' name? Sakari? Guerrilla Hebrew, they call him, with the whole thing going on with them. Betraying one another. And unfortunately, sad thing, you gonna have brothers that is in the truth that's not part of that. But that's why you have to stay strong. And in this script, in this book, it still says to endure to the end. You have to endure all these things. These are the things that's going to be upon us. Verse 11 of Matthew chapter 24, and it says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's what you see right now too. The love of many shall wax cold throughout the four corners of the earth, but especially here in Babylon, man. And especially amongst Jake, amongst American citizens. The love of many shall wax cold. You have friends betray each other. Whether it be people in the truth or not in the truth. Remember, this is a thing that's going to be happening. Verse 13 of Matthew chapter 24, it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So what? You're not supposed to let none of those things trouble you, man. Even if you're betrayed, shit, brothers have been betrayed. The apostles on down, brothers in the truth have been betrayed already, man. But it's going to get worse. And it says, as iniquity shall abound, so it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. Now, Lord willing, brothers, brothers you lay with, it don't happen to you. But the fact that, it's out there that it could. And remember, this is the words from Yahawashi, so it could happen. And it will happen to some. Matthew chapter 24, verse 14, and it says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's where we're at right now. And then shall the end come. And the gospel of the kingdom of heaven has been preached throughout the whole earth. And all the world for a witness unto all nations. It says unto all nations. So all the nations have seen the truth. Remember, you have all the nations over here in Babylon the Great right now, aka America. You have the heathens out. You have the heathens on this soil. So wherever the prophets are at, heathen have walked past these camps. They might not have understood it completely, but they've heard. And now they see what's going on. Everybody got everybody got the internet. So it's no excuse for people to say, oh, they never saw the prophets, they never heard the name Yahawashi, especially for Jake. Because the Lord said his word has gone throughout the earth. Matthew chapter 24, verse 15, it says, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand what happened in the book of Daniel. You get the statue, the silver, the bronze, the feet of clay, the destruction of these kingdoms, one of those kingdoms being the Medo-Persian Empire, which are those Palestinians. Oh, excuse me, not Palestinians. Them Iranians, Ishmael, all Esau. All the and the kingdom that we're in right now is Esau's kingdom, that Roman Empire, and the last branch of the Roman Empire. When you go into Daniel the 2nd chapter, this is all playing out right now. And Yahawashi said that way after Daniel was living. But what did matter of fact, let me hold up, let me get a little reference. What he told the king. Hold up. When he said the last days. When he said the last days. When did he say the last days? Damn, when he said the last days. When did he say I'm in Daniel the 2nd. When did he say the last days? Okay, yeah, here we go. Quick precept. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 28. Because remember, Yahawashi mentioned Daniel, right? So he said, but there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. And that's what we're in right now. We're in the latter days. We're in the days of Daniel the 2nd chapter, the last part of that statue. Them fucking clay, the toes of clay and iron, I believe it was. Yeah, part iron, and his feet part iron and part of clay. That's what we're in right now. We're at the feet of the statue in Daniel the 2nd chapter. The same thing Yahawashi referenced. And you have other things in the book of Daniel. The whole book of Daniel, man, not just the 2nd chapter, but the whole book of Daniel. A lot of things are transpiring now. But it says, in the latter days. And it says, thy dream and the visions of thy head upon the bed are these. But this is Daniel telling Nebuchadnezzar about a dream. But you see how he said, what? In the latter days. So we're in the latter days right now. So going back to Matthew, chapter 24. Where is that? Verse 16, 17. Okay, so yeah. So what I'm going to do now is, you know what? I'm going to read verse 15 again and I'm going to jump down. No, matter of fact, no, I'm going to read verse 14 again. It says, and this gospel of the kingdom, this is Yahawashi speaking red letter, it says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And when you jump down to verse 19, it says what? It says, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. These days we in right now, with child, you still have people having children, you know, as people, life as usual, having children, getting married. The Lord also mentioned that, said what, as in the days of Noah, they shall be eating and drinking, given unto marriage. It's the same rotation. But this time around, the destruction is going to be fire, and more people are going to be delivered at this time. It's going to be more than 8 souls. But it's still going to be a destruction nonetheless. A great destruction. Verse 20, it says, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Now, winter is kind of about to be over. I think they say spring is about to start in a few days. I believe the so-called what Esau say. But for the most part, winter, we kind of got out of the winter phase. But you know, it's still gonna be a little breezy. But I think as far as like snow and like bitter cold, we might be like out of that realm. But you never know. So it says, verse 21, it says, and this is where I got the title of the video. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Because what? They're going to come for the prophets. Just like they did do this dude Khalil, that Ishmaelite, the Palestinian. But he was coming against who? He was coming against what? Those small hats. He was coming against Amalek. Who are we coming against? We're coming against Esau. We're coming against Amalek. The prophets of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and all the rest of the nations, man, and 2/3 of our people. Which I hope to not be a part of, man, because why? The time is ticking. The clock is ticking, man. The clock is definitely ticking more and more every day. Look at what's happening. Look what's going on. Here it is, the third woe that coming quickly. Jacob's trouble, the persecution, tribulation. You got Trump, Elon Musk. You got them. They just cut half of the U.S. Department of Education. Half of their employees just got to the chopping board. Government employees, CIA, FBI. I talk about maybe no more IRS. And remember, Elon Musk said what? They want to cut 80% of the workforce, and they chopping at their own government. So what you think they're gonna put? What you think they're gonna put in replacement, man? The MOTB, the B system. That's it. That's gonna be the new world order, the new government. They don't need the people. They're gonna have machines. The rise of the machines. The same thing we seen in Terminator. This is playing out. That art imitates life, right? But continuing on, I'm gonna read that again. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." Because what? Now you got Edomites coming at other Edomites. Egyptian against Egyptian, Saints house divided. Remember, those people in the government, those are Edomites. Well, I'm pretty sure you got Jake employed by the government too. But you have Edomites, they don't care. They don't care. That's why. How you think the sedition among men is going to come about, man? They already talked about the CIA, the disgruntled CIA fire motherfuckers selling secrets to China and Russia. So what are we really talking about here? Look, what's really going on? America is straight crumbling, man. The Lord is bringing a desolation upon to this place, man. That's exactly what's happening. Babylon is falling. It is falling. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. And they thinking they doing something. They thinking they doing good for America. That's what they talking. When they talk about the cutting the government spend, they saying it's going to be a good thing. They saying that this is going to be put America in a positive direction again. But no. Remember, that's your pride. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee. And then you got people that already disgruntled with Trump. You got already disgruntled Trump supporters already. And it's only going to get worse. But continuing on. Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. And it says, "And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." It said for the elect's sake, nobody else. The elect of who? The elect of the nation of Israel. The remnant of Jacob. Starting with the 144,000 men, 12,000 men out of the 12 tribes of Israel. And then the rest of the hopeful elect. Which I hope to be a part of, because what else is there, man? Look what's coming. Look what's happening right now. It's not very promising for America or Esau's kingdom or you nations. Anybody of this world, this world is about to fade away. And verse 23, it says, "Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is the Messiah, or there, believe it not." Because what? Yahawashi is coming back at a certain time. There's not going to be no other savior except for Yahawashi, man. You had that one guy, he passed on a few years ago. I believe it was 2020. They called him the so-called comforter. Lord got him the fuck up out of here. Here you go. Here it goes. Check this out. So you jump down to verse 29. So remember he said Yahawashi said the tribulation, right? A tribulation of a time and no other of the tribulation. When you jump down to verse 29, it says, Matthew chapter 24, verse 29. Immediately, matter of fact, let me see what that's saying in NLT real quick. See what that say in the NLT. Could be. So in Matthew chapter 24, verse 29 in the NLT, it says, immediately after the anguish of those days, talk about the tribulation, the sun will be darkened, the moon will give no light, the stars will fall from the sky, and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. Now, what's that entail of? That third woe, those nuclear bombs going back, shooting back and forth in the earth. Remember, the Lord said at this time he's going to shake the heavens and the earth. The first time, yeah, he shake the heavens. He shake the earth. But this time he said he's going to shake the earth and the heavens. Remember, he said the earth shall rock to and fro. Remember, when you see what, and they're preparing the weapons of the Lord's indignation right now. China, Russia, America, Iran, North Korea, South Korea, Japan, Pakistan, India. All these nations, they're all preparing for that great day. The day of what? Yahawashi's return. And they don't even know it. They don't even consider it. Verse 30 of Matthew chapter 24, it says, and then at last, because what? If you go into the second entrance to the 13th chapter, it talks about what? When the nations shall fight against the Lord. That man, it says what? It's the son of God. And it shall shoot all their weapons at him. And he's not gonna lift up, he ain't gonna do nothing but just breathe fire. He's gonna be the consuming fire. Remember, for our God is a consuming fire. And they only gonna do is just shooting fire at him. He probably gonna absorb it. Remember, Yahawashi is coming with the great power from the Heavenly Father himself. The express image of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. That's what's about to come to the earth. Man, it's crazy. Matthew chapter 24, verse 30 says, and then at last the sign that the Son of Man is coming will appear in the heavens. And there will be deep mourning among all the peoples of the earth. And they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Those are chariots. And he's coming to the earth. He's coming from the heavens to the earth. On earth as it is in heaven. Yahawashi is bringing the host of the heavens. The holy angels, the trumpets, the horns. Just think about that when Yahawashi returned. Just think about how crazy that's going to be. It said the great glory. And it says in verse 31, and it says, and he will send out his angels with the mighty blast of a trumpet, and they will gather his chosen ones from all over the world, from the farthest ends of the earth and heaven. Remember, the dead of Yahawashi shall rise first, but also the ones on the earth. The ones that's passed on and the ones that's going to be on remaining. Speaking of which, let me get that quick preset. Oops. We're going to go to the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. And it reads, I'm going to read the NLT. It says, I'm going to read both. This is the King James first. It says, for the Lord himself, they're talking about Yahawashi, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Yahawashi shall rise first. Same thing said in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter that I just read. The angels, the trumpet, and in NLT of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16, it says, for the Lord himself will come down from heaven with a commanding shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet call of Yahweh. It says the Christians, but first the chosen ones who have died, first the elect who have died will rise from their graves. Those are the ones that's in the spirit world. The Lord's going to rise them up first. In verse 17, I'm reading King James first. It says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, those are the chariots, so-called UFOs, to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. And we go into the NLT, it says, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 17, Then together with them, we who are still alive and remain on the earth, will be caught up in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. Then we will be with the Lord forever. So after that, that's when Esau's kingdom done. Your the nations rule over Israel is all done. This is a day that's going to come upon all the heathen. That Lord going to judge all you nations for what? For his heritage, for his people, the controversy of Israel, the controversy of Zion. That's what's about to go down. Miserable the cities that children have served. All you nations had a piece of Jake's downfall in America and throughout the earth and through all these empires, through all these captivities, man. We was under you nations. And now the Lord said, what? Now that's done. Now it's about to come to an end. Your end over the nation of Israel is coming to the end. And I go to Esau and all the nations, man. Esau, Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, Elam, all you nations, man. You will never have root. Remember, he said we're going to be with the Lord forever after that. Revelation, the 14th chapter, the 4th verse, it said those that be redeemed out of the earth, talk about the 144,000. But only the elect is going to be redeemed. We're the ones that have passed on or that's still on the earth. Oops. Verse 18, it says, I'm reading the NLT, it says, so encourage each other with these words. There you go right there. So encourage each other with these words. With the words of YAHAWASHI coming back to deliver his people, man. And know that it's going to be all right eventually for the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. Because right now, man, this life sucks, man. But it said, what? You're supposed to hate your life. Those that hate their lives shall be saved, shall save it. And those that love those lives shall lose it. You got the people in this earth and this world, this kingdom, including our people that love this life. They love this world. They want to stay in this world. Hey, woe to them that go to Egypt for help. The ones that want to stay behind, you want to stay behind, this place is going to get nuked. And in the midst of it getting nuked, that's when YAHAWASHI is going to come back and deliver his chosen ones, man. The ones from the first fruits from the very beginning, which I hope to be a part of. So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, a.k.a. the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.